Hey everybody, Becky Raney here, and I am going to have some fun this Sunday afternoon. It's kind of gloomy outside, and I thought what a great day for us to go through and learn how to make melt and pour soap. And since we're coming towards the holidays, this is a really fun, a little DIY gift you can do with your friends, or actually make it for your friends for the holidays, and for birthdays or whatever time of year it is. Um, I am going to go through and try to do this live and talk a lot about the different ways to make melt and pour soap. Actually, you can make soap lots of ways. There's melt and pour and there's cold pressed. And melt and pour is very simple, easy to make. And that's what we're going to do today. I actually have a melt and pour base that I got from Brambleberry. And Brambleberry is a beautiful, wonderful company here that started in Bellingham, where I'm from, and they're just have lots of really great materials to be able to make your own soaps. And what's really fun is this is a 2-pound base, and this is a foaming bath butter is what this base is. But there's also other kinds of bases you can get. You can get buttermilk, glycerin, shea butter. There's shaving, which has extra suds in it. So you could do lots of really fun things with these bases. So you can go on to brambleberry.com and look and see about the different kinds of bases you can purchase. And I like to purchase local. I like to use companies that are personal and people that you can actually see instead of buying things on Amazon. So I recommend using them. They're just amazing, wonderful people. And she's, an entrepreneur that started out in her garage, and then now she's just a huge company with all these beautiful things. And I'm going to go ahead and show you what we're going to do is I'm going to start working with melting this. So while it's melting, I'm going to go over other things that you would like to have along with making this soap. First off, I'm going to talk about, I'm going to cut the soap up into little cubes, and we're going to put it in a glass jar that has a little pour spout on it. I don't know if you can see this, but it makes it really easy to pour into the soap, the molds that we're going to use. And I also like to have a little bit of coloring and other things that we're going to talk about. But first, I'm going to go ahead and open up this container, and we're going to go ahead and just cut it into little cubes. And I'm going to make all of this. I've been out of soap, and today was actually the last day I was struggling to make sure I could squeeze out all the soap so I can have some. And but what we do is we're just going to open this up. I'm going to turn it upside down and push on it, and voila, it comes right out. And I thought that this soap, and this cuts just like cheese, you guys. This is really easy to cut. And you want to cut it in little pieces so it will melt faster in the microwave. And I like to use soap bases that are all natural, GMO free, no chemicals. I don't know where that came from. And that's the whole idea about making your own soap at home, is that you can use all the soap for, your skin is your largest organ that you have on your body. And I posted something the other day about all the different chemicals that are in our lotions and in our soaps that we have. And I think it's so important to be able to try to get as toxic free as you can in your home. And doTERRA has come out with some amazing new products that are helping us with that process of being chemical free. But I love making my own soap, and it's always been fun to give it away. I keep a couple bars sometimes in my purse when I run into a friend. I'm like, hey, here you go. And it's always just kind of fun to explore all the different DIYs that you can make with essential oils. And it's a really good conversation starter. And I hope this jar is going to be big enough to put all the soap in, but if it's not, that's okay. What's really cool about this is it does start to solidify pretty quickly. And so as you're working with the soap, you could do lots of different fun shapes and colors and really get crazy with the decorations. And I'm not going to get crazy today with all that. What we're going to do is we're going to talk about different essential oils and what they do for benefiting your body and your emotional support. And we're going to talk about the different oils that I chose to be able to make this melt and pour soap today. But you can do so many things. Like You can go onto Pinterest, and Pinterest has some amazing recipes and essential oil combinations. And what I love about the doTERRA essential oils is a lot of these recipes that you could see may be telling you to put 20 drops of the oil in there or 30 drops. You guys, doTERRA is very potent and very pure, and you don't need to put that many drops in there. So this is quite the pile. I'm not going to put any more in here. Let's see if that will work in the microwave. So we're just going to put that in for 30 seconds at a time, and then stir it 30 seconds at a time and stir it. And that's the best way to make sure you're getting it melting consistently. You want to get all the lumps out of it if you can, and just try to be able to get it nice and milky, like it's going to be the consistency of milk. And some of the other things too that people like to do is they like to get the glycerin soap and then take different shapes of molds and put little things inside the glycerin soap that are different shapes, so they're like floating in there. I mean, there's so many different things you can do. And yeah, that's still, the cubes are still there. So you could basically just look at so many different things on Pinterest, and it's so fun. So one of the things that I had collected over the years are these different soap molds. This is my favorite, actually. It's a seashell, and the soap is actually quite large in this. But we live here on the beach, and this is kind of nice to have in our home. This one here is a rose, which is really fun. And then this one here, because we're coming up to the holidays, this is like some holly leaves on a square bar, which is really nice. Now there's tons and tons of different like molds that you can actually do. I'm going to check this out real quick. And it's not even close to being melted, so we're going to go 2 minutes. There's tons of molds you can get, and that's really fun. There's like honeycomb shapes, so there's recipes where you can actually make these soaps with honey in it and oatmeal, and that is really fun. We have a beautiful essential oil called Manuka, and you've heard of Manuka honey. So this is so beneficial for supporting your immune system. And, isn't that just crazy that we can actually make soaps and stuff with these beautiful essential oils that actually support our body, instead of using the soaps that you buy at the store that are laced with toxins and chemicals that are actually harmful to our body. And so when you have a certain wellness concerns that you're working on, you can actually look at different essential oils and see which ones can help support your body. So all along, everything you're doing, you're just introducing the oils into your body and helping all that stuff. So some of the molds that I think you should really look at getting are these silicone molds. Now, I don't have any of the fun, beautiful, fun shapes. There's so many cool ones you can get. I just got the square ones. I love this shape. It's perfect for my hand. When I'm in the shower, I hold on to it. It's a nice big thick bar. And I also have used this shape here before too. It's just this is just a muffin container, muffin cooker. So I think this one here is really great for the size of my hand as well. And you could do some really pretty things with this too. And I picked up at a garage sale a long time ago. This one here has seashells on it, and I actually have never used this, but it's kind of shallow, and I'm wondering how I'm going to be able to get them out of the container. It's so funny. I don't know where this hoarseness is. I haven't talked all day. I think I got tickle in my throat. So anyway, going through and picking out your soap molds is really great. These ones here are about $7, $8, depending on the shape that you get. And I think with the different uses of this, it kind of starts to break down. The plastic breaks. I've had this for years, and you can see it's already starting to break. Maybe you can't see that. And you have to be really careful. So I don't think I'd ever buy these again, in all honesty. I would really try to go for the silicone ones, because you can push the mold out and push the soap out really easy, and it really is helpful. Let's go ahead and check and see how things are melting here. It's coming along quite nicely. So you can see that it's starting to really liquefy. And we've got clumps in here still, so I'm going to go ahead and stir it up some. And I think while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and finish putting the rest of this in here. And of course, the timing on doing this just depends on how small you cut these soap pieces up. So I'll cut these up just a little bit smaller than what I did earlier. And here we go. So, I would love to see in the chat, how many of you guys have made your own soaps before? Anybody? If you guys could type in the chat if you have. I was thinking maybe next week, I've been asked over the years to show people how to make cold press soap. And it's a little bit trickier. It's a little bit harder to do because it takes time. Like it takes 2 weeks for it to cure. You know, it's just a process, right? So it's a little bit harder to show on a video. But anyway, it's just really incredible to be able to have the different processes and stuff. So I'll go ahead and put that back in the microwave. Now, one thing that you can do as the soap is starting to melt, you want to think about the different essential oils that you want to use and the coloring. Now, there's lots of different kinds of colorings that you can buy. I personally like the mica coloring. This one here is Desert Rose, and I also got this from Brambleberry. What I love about the mica, it's a mineral, and it's very shiny and glittery. It's kind of like iridescency, and it really makes the soap just kind of pop and really be beautiful. It's used, mica coloring is actually used like in makeup. So a lot of eyeshadows and lipsticks and stuff all have mica coloring in it. I looked it up. What is mica? Mica is actually a mineral and it doesn't dissolve. And so you kind of have to question yourself, is this really good for your skin? And there are only I think it's like 5 or 6 different natural colors of mica. So if you're doing like a bright blue or something like that, then that's got to be an artificial coloring that's included in that. And so you can look up different natural mica colors and use that. So at least you're getting the natural effect again, right? You want to keep everything as natural as possible. But this is a really pretty peach color. This is rose peach is my favorite color. And it's a really beautiful, I don't know if you can see it on the screen, but it has a shimmery effect on it. And I just love it in my bath. I love it in my, love to use it also in my lotion. And I like to use it in the bath bombs. We like to make bath bombs. It's really fun to do as well. So I have that already. Another thing that I like to do when I'm making my soaps is in my garden, I love to grow and pick out my rose petals. So these are rose petals. Here, I'll put it here so you can see. And I harvest them and dry them so that they're available for me when I make my bath salts and stuff. So it's just really fun. I've got different kinds of flowers there. I've got lavender, beautiful red rose petals, and white rose petals that I like to chop up and sprinkle on top of the soap. Now, sometimes it's not a good idea to do that because if they're going to just not use the soap for a while, then the petals, when they get wet, they will kind of start to mold. So I like to chop them up small and just put a sprinkling on them so then that way there won't be a bunch of it there and holding it through. So let me see how the soap is doing now. I think we're almost there. And so be careful, it's hot. I just touched that and it was hotter than I remembered. And yeah, we're almost there. Just a few more clumps, you guys, that we're going to try to dissolve here. And you can see, I don't know if you can see, but it kind of gets a little bit foamy on top, and that's okay. So we're going to put this back in just a little bit longer. So another thing that's really, really fun to do when you're making these as holiday presents and gifts for your friends and family is my mom loves to make quilts and stuff like that. So I have all of her fabric scraps. And I went and took, here, I'll show you here. I rated her fabric. And these are all fall colors. I got one with pumpkins on it since it's the fall. And then I have all this wonderful little thread that's you could take and you can wrap it around the soap. And this is a smaller piece of soap. But just to give you an idea, you can wrap it around and then take this and you can tie it. And that just makes a really fun little gift to give to someone. I just think that's just so darling and so cute. I also have some really pretty papers that are like origami type of papers where they have different textures in them, and I don't know what you call that, but anyway, this is a really fun thing too. The one thing about paper is that it can get soggy if the weather's not, this is a little bit better to use. Fabric is. And also I have a girlfriend that made me these scrubbies. This is like little skin scrubbies, and it's made crocheted out of the veil, like the fabric that you use for veils or raffia, I don't know what you call it, but she goes and makes these little scrubbies out of that by just crocheting it. And what's really cool is you can actually put this, if it's the right shape, in a mold and pour the soap over it. So it's part of the soap too. So that's really a cool way to enhance the soap by having a little scrubby on it. Okay, let's check and see how the soap is coming here. I think we've got it. Definitely. It's nice and melted. Looks great, you guys. Can you see? It's all nice and clear. Now, one of the things that you want to do is make sure that it's cooled off enough before you actually put the essential oils in it. Because if it hasn't cooled, then the oils will just flash off. But this cools really fast. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add some of the mica coloring. And I'm going to do a nice big healthy scoop. I've made a lot of this over the years, so I know how much to put in there. That's 1/8 teaspoon. And I don't like it to be a lot of color. I like it to be just really soft and a lot better than white, right? It's kind of fun to have a little bit of shimmer in there. And it's mixing up really nice. And it, oh, this soap is going to be wonderful. It smells good too. Nice and clean. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the different essential oils. This is one of the new oils that doTERRA came out with recently. It's called Adaptive. And Adaptive essential oil is actually for emotional support. This is a beautiful blend, especially for during these times. So many people are in upset or stressed out and fear, whatever it is that the people are dealing with. It's reality, right? And being able to use the essential oils for helping our emotional support is an incredible thing. This oil, actually, I've got my glasses here. This oil here is actually a beautiful blend that has wild orange in it. It has lavender in it. It has copaiba, which is really amazing for immune support. And it has spearmint in it. It has magnolia, rosemary, neroli, and it has neroli. Yeah, okay, you guys, this is just a beautiful, uplifting, happy smell, and it's just a wonderful emotional support. Wouldn't that be just great to go have some of this oil to help support your body every morning when you shower? And another oil that I love to have is peppermint. I love peppermint in the shower. It just really helps wake up, get the brain going. It's really a focus and alert and gives you some effervescence, if you will. And peppermint is just an incredible oil. And I also love eucalyptus. Eucalyptus oil really helps open up those airways. And so when we are wanting to wake up our brains and wake up our cells, having eucalyptus is a beautiful oil too. So sometimes people don't know what kind of combination and blends of oils to use. And I would suggest to go through and open up the bottles and then smell them together. And I know for a fact that this is the two oils that I totally want to use for this blend today. And oh, this is so cool. This mica in here is just beautiful. It's very effervescent. It's really pretty. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and now remember, peppermint oil, 1 drop equals 28 cups of peppermint tea. And if you were using a different brand of essential oils, which I don't know why you would, because doTERRA essential oils are the only essential oils that are pure, potent, and natural. They're going to be something that's going to, when you put it on your body, it's going to benefit yourself, right? when you're buying oils that are more economical at the store, they actually have harmful contaminants and fillers in them that are actually going to be harmful for your body. And so even though they're cheaper, you're actually causing damage. And you need more. So some of the recipes, when you're looking up, they'll say use 20 drops of this oil, use 30 drops of this oil or something. And you guys, you don't need that many drops. So I'm going to go ahead. I wish you guys could see this. I'm going to put it up to the camera. And I'm going to see if it actually comes through, if you can see the mica. I'm going to spill it on my computer. I don't know. But it's shimmery. It's just beautiful. It's hard to see. Oh, well. Okay, so I'm going to add 5 drops of peppermint. And I'm going to add 5 drops of adaptive. And then I'm going to stir it, and I'm going to look and smell it to see if this is going to be the right amount in here. And I'm going to do a few more drops. 2 more drops of adaptive. Oops, I think that was 3, and 2 more drops of peppermint. And I think that's going to be good. So just go ahead and stir it up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to lay out also the other thing I didn't mention is I like to put these on a cookie sheet, because when I go to put them in the refrigerator to cool off, it's easier to hold on to, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pour this in the seashell. And let's see here. Can you see it there? Very good. Just pour them in here. This is so fun and so simple. Such a great thing to do if you have your friends over, have a glass of wine if you choose to, and just go ahead and enjoy. This is a really pretty color for the rose pattern. So I'm going to make some of those. And you know what's really fun too, you guys, is I've been doing some trade shows lately, and I can sell these at the trade show. People love this. It's just so fun. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and just make some of the big bars here. I probably don't have enough to do very many. Yeah, just enough to do 3. That's fine. Okay, so we've got lots of fun different soaps and stuff. And what's really cool about this is the cleanup is so easy, you guys. It's just soap. So take it and use some warm water, clean it up. Now this soap, some people say that when you invest in making your own soaps, to get your own containers that are going to be just used in the kitchen for just soap making and not used for food. Well, when you're making cold press soap, when you're working with lye, I agree with that. When you're using the melt and pour soap, you want to make sure that you're using, again, a pure product, so that way it's not going to be harmful to your body. And so I think that just putting it in a dishwasher, you should be okay. And so look how it's already starting to solidify. So really super easy to clean up. And then I'm going to take and put some of my rose petals on the bottom of these. I'm going to put it on the rose one. And it's just to add a little fun texture on it. Now, some people talk about, you can see where there's a little bit of soap bubble, the soap foam on the top. What you can do is you can take and actually use rubbing alcohol and just spray over the top of it. And look, it just takes the foam right away. It just disappears, almost. And I don't mind it. I think it's actually just part of the natural process of it, right? So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. And when these guys get all set up, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it with some twine and give it away for some Christmas presents for my girlfriends. So I hope this was really helpful for you. Again, this is Becky Raney, all in on oils, and I hope that you have some fun exploring with the DIYs on the making cold press soap or melt and pour soap. And maybe next week, if you're really nice to me, I will go ahead and show you how to make the cold press soap, which is going to be a little bit more difficult. I might have to do it in different sections and put the videos together and just put it online. So anyhow, I hope you do well. God bless you, and all in on oils, everybody. Take care.